Alright, here we go. We're back at it as promised. Just getting this light set up here. Let's go with 40%. Alright. Alright, as promised, I'm back at it again. Once again, out here doing stupid shit. Wandering around the middle of the woods at night. Not the smartest thing to do, but needless to say, we're gonna roll film. We're gonna create content. And as long as you guys like this kind of stuff, I'll continue to produce it as long as I can. All right, here we go. We'll see if we run into any coyotes like we did in the last video. But I think it's cold out here. I'm gonna put my gloves on because my hands are cold before we get going here. Before we get too far into it. It is a little bit cold tonight, not too bad. I did bring extra lights and stuff, but we'll see how long that lasts. I'm also recording my mileage here for you all to see. I did cut my beard because it was getting out of hand last. I'm sure you guys will be able to tell with the last video. It was a little bit out of hand. I like to mess around for a little bit, but I don't like to grow it out too long. It gets all like stringy and patchy, and one side likes to grow out longer than the other, so it doesn't look very good. But anyways, yes, I'm back at it. We'll see how far I get into the woods tonight. I did bring extra flashlights this time. So hopefully that's enough to get us to point A to point B. All right, but here we are. We are out here in the creepy wetlands area. I did forget the, I'm already hearing stuff. I did forget the wind muffs for this mic, but it's not too windy out here. It's pretty still. I'm sure you guys can tell, like the weeds aren't moving at all. So hopefully it's not too windy. I gotta remember to bring that stuff next time. But even though I had a light failure last time, the one thing I'm already hearing, like, movement. The one thing that performed extremely well was the DJI Action 5. I mean, I think when I got back, I still had like 70% battery, and I filmed for over an hour. So that is phenomenal on an action camera, because I have used GoPros for a long time, and they, right around the hour mark, seem to die, or you're on red, or you're getting close to shutting down, depending on your model. And yeah, then you're pretty much done. The show's over, unless you brought spare batteries. Now, because we had that failure last time, I did bring my backup camera, which is the DJI Action 4, and I got the creator bundle, which has like 3 total batteries in it. And so we should have plenty of no problems with the cameras. Why? So we shouldn't have any issues with the cameras. I did bring my secondary DJI Mic 2 as well. So we shouldn't have any failure on the mic front either. But yeah, we'll see how far it gets us, and hopefully I don't have to turn back this time because I want to get this done. I don't want to keep coming out here because it's spooky and creepy. But I'm glad you guys are here. I'm probably going to talk a lot to the camera because it makes me feel better when I'm out here walking around by myself in the woods. So yeah, but here we are. Some geese up ahead. I probably should have brought my spotlight and I didn't bring it. Dang it. Amazing the stuff you forget to bring. When you kind of, last minute decide to just come out and film a video. Gonna try not to burn all my batteries out in the beginning of this. Now we're gonna do a complete walk around of this pond out here, which is mainly home to like fowl and geese and ducks and things like that. It's also reclaimed water, so you don't want to get caught drinking any of that stuff. It'll probably put you down pretty quick. Not that I would, but super spooky. Super spooky out here. You guys can see that there's like geese out there. That's a good thing. If they're just out there chilling, that means the coyotes aren't anywhere around. We did see one in the last video. She was trying to sneak up a little bit and I had to scare him off. Hopefully this is enough light. I only got the Amaran MC or Aperture MC at 40%. But I do have this like dome light. I might try out here and see if this helps a little bit. See if this helps light up the scene. Maybe this will give the camera just a little bit more light. Now, I'm not aware of anything that's bad that's happened at this pond. I mean, there's always stories about every place you go in life. So, there are stories about people hearing voices and screams out here at night. Something's going on over there. Voices and screams out here, but I've never heard anything. But that doesn't mean we won't hear something tonight, especially when we're out here creating content. I'm gonna do a complete walk around, show you guys what the layout of this thing is. Now I did come out here on the last video. It's kind of like a bonus because my lights were fading. So I figured I owe you a little bit more. That's just running water down there. Now we're going to come back that way, but I'm going to go this way first and give you guys the complete wraparound of this pond. It's all dry over here on this side, but on this side, this thing's completely full year-round. It's reclaimed water. Super creepy, super thick with reeds, creepy reeds. Hair and stuff, but that could just be the geese and the ducks in the pond over here. I'm pretty sure this is an area where the coyotes that are in the area come out here and hunt these fowl at night. Try to pick off an easy meal. Sorry if I'm breathing hard, guys. I am kind of trying to move at a expedient pace with some urgency. What the fuck was that? Pan around, make sure that there's nothing sneaking up on me, of course. All right, save the lights. Yeah, this place is a good place to walk in the day, but it's super creepy at night, as you can tell. There's nothing out here. Nothing out here but this quiet solitude, which that kind of rings to my ears. Of course, nobody comes out here at this late hour. Only dummies do this kind of stuff for content, I guess. Well, like I was saying in the previous episode, I work pretty close to here, close to home, which is nice. And I've sat out at night around this time and looked up in the sky and seen a lot of weird activity. Now, what do I mean by weird? Weird. Like looking up in the sky, you'll see what looks like stars darting around at crazy speeds in like figure eight patterns or strange circular patterns, and they'll stop on a dime. I mean, it blows your mind when you're just like watching these things. They'll completely stop from this absurd speed and maneuver in a different direction, and you don't hear anything like a sonic boom, any kind of noise. Maybe they're too far up for that. I don't know. I am no rocket scientist. All right, something was like walking behind me here. Thought I heard something down over this way. Anyways, like I was saying, I've seen some weird things up in the night sky. Always in this area. Always late at night or early in the morning. kind of just moving around, doing their thing. I'm going to turn this up a little bit more. Let's go to 55. Now, I already dropped a bar on that thing, which is nuts. Damn it. I don't know if it's the cold or what, but it doesn't seem like my lights like to work for very long out here. I heard some thuds over that way. Okay. It's a little bit disturbing. What the hell was that? Hope my camera caught that. That looked like a beam of light right up into the sky. Huh. Could be from the airport. Because there is an airport close to here. That could be their little searchlight things. I don't want to jump to any conclusions, but normally there are no flights coming out of that airport after like 10 o'clock. It's a small airport, mainly day operations. And yeah, they don't do night stuff. Like I said, guys, sorry if I'm breathing a little bit hard, but I'm trying to operate at an expedient. Shit, they're moving around. Maybe they think I'm the threat, but I'm no threat to them. I'm trying to move at an expedient pace, and I'm also trying not to put my headlight into the camera lens, which is kind of annoying. But I'm trying to move at an expedient pace, give you the lay of the land, and then we're going to go over to that little observation area. And I got something interesting that I want to try that I've never seen anybody do. So, yeah, we're about to experiment together once I get there, but I'm just trying to give you the lay of the land all the way around this pond so you can see kind of the dimensions and scope of it. But I'm going to keep talking because it makes me feel better. While I'm out here alone by myself, alright, thought I heard some talking. Could be just the ducks, but I thought I heard some talking. There might be something to this night whispers. Like I said, I've heard stories from people that have claimed to have heard voices out here at night. Of course, we're in late December, so it gets darker out here earlier rather than later. So the night is more prevalent this time of year. So I figured this would be the best time to come out here and have a little look-see of the lay of the land. That's gotta be. Saw a red light over that way. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's like a red light over there. I don't know if that's from that cell tower that's in the area. Or what? Now, I'm not trying to say that this pond is haunted or anything. I don't know. I'm just conveying some of the word of mouth stories that I've heard over the years. Because I've lived out in this area for over right around 35 years now. And I guess you hear all the local lore once you've been in a certain area for any period of time. Somebody's pissed over that way. That's eerie as shit. I don't know if they're responding to me or if there might be a coyote over there and they're trying to warn each other. I keep hearing all kinds of weird little noises, but that could be from just the geese or the ducks moving around in these reeds. They go in there and I think they hide at night. Hide from the coyotes. Trying to check my tracks every once in a while and make sure nothing's following me, because if they are, I'm gonna head that off before that becomes a problem. All right. I will say that this Aputure Amaran MC is doing a lot better than my other light. This is at 50%, and it's gone down 1 bar. I did have the other one like all the way up, and it went down rather quick. Okay, whatever. I keep hearing movement behind me, but I don't want to. All right. That was a little bit freaky. That sounded like footsteps coming up on me. I don't like that. But this is not the movies. This is not Hollywood. And I'm not dumb enough to go, let's go investigate type of crap. No, I'm not going to do that. Let's have a reason to. Still super quiet out here. Everything's still. Like I said, I hope it's not too windy. I did once again forget to bring the wind muff for the mic. All right, I already got 1 mile on the clock here. And we've been recording for 25 minutes already, so right around there. Okay, that sounds like something plunged into the pond. Okay. Here we are. We started that way. We came all the way around. Here is the observation point. Holy cow. Guess we've disturbed Whoa. The old spotlight on here. Probably can't see it too well out there. Just murky, murky, murky water. The still and the quiet is sometimes almost unnerving. Anyways, I don't hear much of anything, so we're gonna get on with this little experiment. I'm gonna sit you guys down here for a second. If I can. I don't want that quite up that high. I don't want this thing falling. Okay. So, one thing I've never seen anybody do is shine a laser pointer into a pond or a body of water for that fact. So we're gonna do that. I might save that for a minute. That there, he's on top. This is like the most powerful laser you can get on Amazon. A green one. So we're gonna turn this on and shine it in the water here and see if the UFOs live underwater. Alright, that was weird. I don't know if you guys can see that. Now it's a powerful laser, so I'm not gonna shine in any reeds and start any fires because that'd flat out be stupid. Just in the water. If there are any aliens living in this pond, maybe they'll see the signal and come out. Something moved. I'm not shining it onto any animals or anything like that, so don't worry. I'm not cruel or anything like that. Just into the water, as you can see. See if there's any craft in there. Of course, I keep hearing shit. But nothing, guys. As you can see, nothing there. I thought that'd be a little cool experiment to do. So I couldn't find anything online of anybody doing that, so I thought that'd be interesting to give it a try out here. And I always take the battery out of this thing. This is a pretty high powered laser, so you don't want this thing going on by accident and starting any fires, so we make it as safe as possible. I also grab this guy out button here. But this guy is another cob light that I brought along that should help us get to our second destination. Get all this back on here. This back on. Like so. Alright, pop my gloves back on. Okay. Sorry that you guys are having to watch the behind the scenes stuff. But everything's gonna be real and raw. Okay. So that's that. Did I leave anything behind? I didn't. Just my knee prints into the frosty covered dock here. Okay. That's where we came from. We started this way. See if this helps at all. Maybe a little bit. More of the pond. There's nothing out here. Of course we got red. Huh. A little bit of weird shit going on. All right, now we've made the complete circle of the pond. That's where we came from. That's where we started. We went down around it. Now we're heading back because there's another area over here deeper into the woods that I was trying to get to last time but couldn't because my batteries were running out. Let's hope that this time I'm still doing pretty good. This aperture light is still at 55% illumination, and only one bar gone, so we're still doing good on that front. I think I may turn this big one off for a minute. Go with the eerie luminance, the eeriness. Alright. Okay. Well, I don't think there's any alien spaceships living in that pond. Or else they would have signaled or came out of there with shining the signal laser into it, but not tonight. Still walking with purpose. Checking behind me every so often. I don't want any of these coyotes stalking me from behind. Once again, just kind of like the stories from the lake. People have said that there's some big ass coyotes out here. On a pack of them. You know, I have witnessed that myself. I did run across one solo coyote that never seems to be with a pack. It's bigger. And 3 very small coyotes that were sticking together. So I don't know if they were siblings or an semblance of a pack, but they were pretty small guys. Something's pissed over there still. Here's the nice little sitting bench. Oh man. Well, I hope you're enjoying this so far, because I'm really not all that much. I mean, I like creating content and stuff, but wandering around out in the middle of the woods at night is not always the smartest role or thing to do. Especially when there are like mountain lions in the area, and I have seen one teenage bear in my 35 years, but he was no threat. He was mainly just a baby bear that had just been kicked out of the nest, trying to make his own way. That was at work when I saw that guy. I haven't seen. I haven't seen any like adult bears. But obviously if there was a teenage bear, there's bound to be adult bears at some point. I did hear something, some like rustling over here. Huh. Not sure what that is. Creepy, creepy woods. Just gotta be on the lookout for them eyes looking back at you. Yep, that's what you gotta be cognizant of, predators. Man, it is super dark out here tonight, man. There is no moon whatsoever. I just now noticed that. How like super friggin' dark it is out here tonight. Shit. That just adds to the spooky ambiance, doesn't it now? Just nothing. Okay. Oh, fuck. Ow. Last thing I want to do is get injured out here and make myself an easy meal. There's flat out like zero moon light tonight. Okay, that's over there. Fuck. Okay. Keep hearing shit behind me. What the fuck are you doing with your life? That's the kind of stuff I ask myself. What? There we go again. Kinda gave myself a little bit of turf toe. No, I just can't be at home checking the scores of the game after this NFL Sunday. No, I gotta be out here filming some spooky ass shit in the woods like a dumbass. It would be nice with a little bit of moonlight, but maybe because today's like the first day of the winter solstice on December 21st, 2025. Maybe there's not supposed to be any moonlight. Okay. Eerie quiet. Eerie quiet. Still some kind of nice solitude in the silence. Doesn't mean it's not creepy, because it is. As you can see, we're at the border here of the woods and the wetlands. I gotta be super careful where I'm walking here. This might be a two-parter video because this is getting to be long already. I'm already at 50 minutes almost here, 47, something like that. I'm hearing all kinds of fucking sounds out here. Because when you're a dumbass and you wander around in the woods at night with no moonlight, this is to be expected. I'm thinking this is definitely going to be a two-part video, because maybe 3 parts now, because the first one, my lights are about to die on me and I had to go back. But yeah, I'm thinking this will have to be a two-parter. So hopefully, if you guys are enjoying this type of adventure, you'll like, share, and subscribe, as they say in the YouTube realm. I'm going to continue to roll film here for a little bit, and I might stop and do a part 2 to this adventure. That's if you guys are liking this. See how thick these woods are? Thick wooded area. And there is a freeway like a mile that way. We're not in complete isolation. This is definitely a creepy area. And there's a rock that I want to get to where I can set the camera up. Let the old Necrophonic app go. See what kind of responses you get when you're out in the middle of a creepy area. Easy. See, like every little thing will freak you out. Like I thought that stump there, way out there straight ahead, over that way, was a person standing there watching me. How creepy would that be? Come across somebody just randomly out here in the middle of the woods. They're just standing there staring at you with no light. I think that would be a little disturbing, to say the least. Now, so far I'm not seeing those coyotes. I did see them over here in the daylight. 3 of them over in this area doing whatever they were doing. And the solo one I've come across in that direction out there by that hill that you'll bust your ass on if you're not paying attention a couple times. 3 or 4 different times. Not sure if that's like the mother of those 3. Or something like that. But it's weird that there's not a moon in the sky tonight. Of course I would pick that type of night to go out in the middle of the woods and do stupid crap. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a 2-part video. I'm about at the hour mark, and I probably still have, a good ways to go. I'm backtracking a little bit because I want to make sure my path home is clear first. So if I do gotta pack up for some crazy emergency reason, that I can get the hell out of here quick and know that my path is not obstructed by like a pack of, let's say, angry coyotes. And you come out here and you see stuff like that, just creepy sticks protruding out of the ground. It really makes you wonder. Dead trees, fallen trees. No forest puppies as of yet, which is a good thing. Even more scarier than that, no mountain lions, no bears. Not the type of situation I want to find myself in tonight. I am prepared to repel any kind of surprise attack. That's number 1. But I don't want to have to do something like that. But should I need to, definitely ready. But yeah, I'm hoping you guys are enjoying these creepy night hikes into the unknown. I don't remember that being over there. Huh. Set of lights over there. I think those are just the building lights of the county building. But I thought it looked like headlights. Say, who the hell's out here at this time of night? Said right now I'm backtracking on my exit route to make sure that I can get in and out of here quick if need be. Something definitely moving around over there. Huh. They might be out there working at that substation again. It was pretty dark when I walked by earlier, and now it seems to be all lit up, so maybe they are working out there again. Whew. Well, this is the entrance exit to this area. Nothing but fences. Both sides, it's a little funnel back into the neighborhood. I want to make sure this is clear before I backtrack about 50 yards, go down that path and up to that rock. Nothing but darkness. I didn't even notice that until, an hour into the hike, that there is no moon in the sky and therefore no moonlight. Oblivious to the obvious. That would be me. That would be me in a nutshell. But I'm gonna get to the end over here and then I'll probably cut the video and we'll do a second part to it. Go from there. Almost to the end here. Oh man. Anyways, you guys, thanks for sticking with me on this part 1, or I should say part 2 now, because I already went out here once and then my lights died and I had to rethink the strategy. This one's camera light's about half dead. This small rig Cobb light looks like it's doing pretty good, but it's got a big battery. Yeah, so this is part 2. There's definitely going to be a part 3. Hopefully not a part 4. It is a little bit of a hike back there where I want to go. But there needs to be a part 4. There'll be a part 4. Oh, it would suck to fall into that. Get tangled up in all that bob wire. That would suck. But anyways, if you guys could like, share, and subscribe, that will let me know that you guys are enjoying these creepy night hikes into the unknown. And then I'll make more, and if you want to comment, go ahead and comment. I'll try to read and respond if I can. Anything else? I can't think of anything else that's important. Keep hearing like weird stuff from behind here. I don't know if that's just the echo of my footsteps or what, but we're almost to the end here. And then I'll know that my exit path is free and clear. There's another way to go, but this way's okay. Something was tapping on the other side of that fence there. Could be anything. Fuck. But like I said, if you guys want to see me do more of this, I have some ideas of some other places that are close by that are just as creepy, just as remote, just as scary for a dummy like me to attempt to go out there and see what I find in the middle of the night. But all right, I'm at the end now, so I'm going to shut this off, start it up again, see where we're at after that, and then part 3 is incoming. So thank you for watching. It's probably gonna be silent here for a little bit as I get out of this neighborhood now and then start the hike to where I want to go. All right, here we go.